Paul, I see you there. Bruce, I see you there. I'm going to go ahead and put my screen down. I'm going to wait for my partner here to join us so that we can kick off this project together. We'll see y'all here in a second.
Hello, can you see me and hear me?
I can hear you, Paul, but I can't see you yet. But you don't have to feel like you're forced to, but there you are. Good to see
Um,
you.
that, I don't believe I've met you.
I've only been with the company for 8.5 years, so
Oh
I'm
my
I'm
God.
I'm new to the company.
What is your name?
I'm Ben Mayo.
Ben, I know you. What are we talking about? Age has improved us.
There you go. Good stuff.
I thought it was you, but I didn't want to misspeak.
No, you're all good. I updated my name so that um you can see the name next to it versus it saying like Manatech Corporate or something like that.
Well, Ben, I thought you had retired.
Oh goodness. No, y- I don't know when that day will come. I like to have fun too much. That means you spend money when you're having fun. And I apologize if I keep sending. I'm trying to promote anyone that wants to join us together as a panelist. So if you see more than one invite, it's just me going up and down the list trying to allow anybody that wants to come in to come in. Hi, staff.
Are you sure you want me to come in? Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, ooh, panelist error. I've got the number. It's not coming. Hold on.
So I think a few of you have already logged into NowTech, which we're talking about today. Yes, I can see two of you that I think have already logged in.
Was there a link, Ben?
No, I just am. I'm honestly, I'm just going through my head in case we need somebody to give an experience. I think a few people have already actually seen it. Um, they're it's easy to get into it, and you'll be able to get into it as soon as we start talking. So we're not holding anybody from being able to access it right now. So we'll have you in it and using it on your phone. You actually over the next couple of minutes while we're letting people in, you are welcome to go to the Google app. It'd be the Google Play Store, and then it would also be the Apple Store, and just type in Manatech Now or Now Tech, and I think you'd actually make sure you put Manatech on it, and that should allow you to download it. As soon as you have it downloaded, you can use your Manatech username and password. So it is the same password that you use and that same ID number that you use to log into Manatech is how you would gain access to the app. If you'd prefer to not do it on your phone, you can go to your back office. That's another place to be able to access it. And sorry, I'll repeat this again too, but just burn up some time here. But you can go to your back office. There is a digital tool suite tab. I hope that exists in every market where you can. That digital tool suite tab has a launch pad. So like the first tile that you see on that should take you and show you Now Tech. Shows you the different icons to be able to download it to your phone as well as to access it through the desktop platform.
Hey, Ben, I have a question.
Yeah.
On the digital tools page, the icon looks like an orange,
Yes.
but what's on what's on my iPhone is not orange.
We are updating that. So we've submitted it to the different places, different locations. They just haven't accepted the
I thought so. I was just double checking.
Yeah. No, it's a good catch. You got a good eye.
I love catching these things.
Yes. If I seem distracted, I set this up as a webinar. I assumed that was so we could all see each other. I guess you have to set it up as a meeting. So I'm over here trying to let anybody that wants to come in and join us to ask questions.
I think Ron wants to get in as a panelist too.
Okay, I've got him
Mr. Ben
promoted.
Mayo, if you'd like to make me a co-host, I would love to give you a hand with that.
Oh, thank you. That way I can less than multitask.
Then you can just do your thing and I'll take care of that.
Oh, so I need to go to your name to probably promote you somehow. Yes, make co-host. There we go. I'm also going to make Preston a co-host.
I don't know if I want that responsibility, but I'll give it a shot. I am also logging in with my phone, so I can show
Okay.
the features through that.
Awesome.
I will be managing multiple techs. We'll make it work.
Sounds great. Well, this is good. This is a really nice turnout. So I appreciate all of you taking time to join us. This is it's exciting to be able to talk about technology. I like it. Seems to make my life better. I hope it also makes your lives as an associate easier. And that is why we've jumped into this new initiative with a new mobile app. I think we'll go ahead and start now that we have our CEO here with us. Al and I have not seen each other in the hallway yet today, but we're in the office together. And now that I see that you're here, I'd love to, if you would like to set the stage for us, I'd love to have you open if you have the chance.
All right. Well, thank you. Well, I was trying to get in here incognito, but apparently that didn't work.
Al, you never go anyplace incognito. So
well, I'm trying. I was trying, and then I got called out. That is Vita's fault. Anyway, no, actually, I'm really glad to be on here, and I did want to jump on here because I do believe that this is going to be a crucial piece of our going forward. You guys know that recruiting and duplication is a big deal. And we also know that technology, as Ben was saying, is incredible tool for us to really accelerate those processes. And for a long time, we really needed one place to go to be able to do everything we need to do in our business, which is, obviously our customers and taking care of our customers, being able to recruit, being able to duplicate, being able to make sure that the newest person that comes in has an opportunity, has the access to things that can really help them be able to build a business and grow their business. And, I know Ben has worked really hard along with Stacy and Raul and others to really bring this together. So I'm really excited about the fact that, it's now ready and we're ready to go. Now, when I say ready, I think you'll be cautioned to the fact that this is always an evolutionary process, right? It is an iterative process. Preston knows that well as well. But I think you're going to be fairly impressed with what you're going to see already. But I want you to also know that there's going to be so much more that we're going to be able to do as time goes. And the more we use it, the more we get your feedback, the more we understand the things that are working for you, and and so on, the things you feel you need, because those things will be all part of how we make this thing a better tool. Now, we had a choice. We literally had a choice. Ben and I had this conversation, which is, do we wait until it's perfect and then release it? Or do we make sure we have pretty much as much as we can get right now, release it, and then let the process make it better? And I think we decided to err on the side of, hey, let's bring you guys into this fold so that we can, with your help, make it better and certainly more suitable to the things that you need. And there's things about what you need that only you know what that is, because you're out there in the trenches. And what we got to do is we got to be able to have a process by which we can take your input and very quickly assimilate that into the tool so that it will continue to be a better and better tool for you. The other thing I will tell you, I think Ben is committed to this. I mean, we will have, I think Ben is fair to say, a weekly
Yes.
training on this.
Yes, correct.
And so the issue with technology is always about making sure people get trained, get the, and get the, to understand the tool better. Now, there's no better way to learn the tool than to use the tool. So we're going to really highly encourage you to do that. We're going to come back on a weekly basis for as long as it takes and review what's going on and make the proper improvements. I know Preston, who represents Nowtech, they are committed to doing a monthly or bi-monthly, leadership kind of, training, or, I don't know what you guys call that. So I just want you to know that that's going to be happening. And I think this one, we've had a few different tools over the last couple of years that, and we made some of the courageous choices to move on to the next platform, the next technology. But this is a platform I've been watching for about 3.5, 4 years. And Ben, I think you've been watching it for as long as well.
Yes.
And there was a time we didn't think this was ready. And that's why we went in different directions. But boy, over the last 1.5 years, we've seen some incredible strides made on this platform. I was always a fan of this platform, but we knew that there were some things that were still missing. Well, I think Preston, you and your team and the guys at Nowtech have really made some big leaps, right? And I think what we're looking at today is very different than what we were looking at 18 months ago. So because of that, I think in the fact that we can replace both two different platforms, right? Penny and wow.
Yeah, Manatech Plus.
Well, Manatech Plus,
Rapid Funnel.
Rapid Funnel. That's what I was thinking about. So being able to replace those and create one destination for all your technology need was essential. And now we're going to make that one better, but it's one place to go. It pretty much does all the things you need to do. So anyways, I'm excited about it. There'll be more we're going to talk about in the future, because I'm going to link this also to some kind of NLP training so that we get a lot more precise about our language to convert people, to help people in the evolution of showing them the presentation or showing them something, engaging them, and then eventually converting them. I think there's going to be a lot of work done there. I took the initiative already this week to take all our 16 different emails and put it through an NLP type language to get the best. I don't know, Ben, is that how is that something we already put on there?
Already done.
Already done. I was impressed, Ben. I mean, I pushed the button. The next thing I know, it's all in there already. But we have changed those emails to be a lot more NLP centric, so that it's really written to convert. But it will continue to improve. We'll keep tracking that. We talked about tracking everything that you're sharing, so we can see what you like to share more, so we can make sure those things are being integrated into the most simple way for a new person to use this. But anyways, I'm going to stop talking. Let's discover this new tool, and then we're going to be meeting every week. I'll be on these calls every week with you, just to make sure that we're delivering for you what you need to grow your business. All right. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Al. I wanted to make special note, and this may be clear just among you being able to see your peers on this call. This is a presidential director rollout. We're coming to you first. We're giving you the first opportunity to engage with the app. In part, we want you to be partners with us. We would love to get your support in promoting it. In addition, we'd love to learn where there's areas to improve. So we want to give about a week's time to get your feedback and to implement anything that may be broken. We don't want your downline to experience challenges. We want you to be able to help us catch that, to be able to have the best first impression for your brand new associate. So if you're expecting everything to work seamlessly, I want you to know that you are the first of our user set to go through the platform. So there may be issues that you run into. Preston, as Al mentioned, is our partner in releasing the app. Preston will go through how you go about finding the way to be able to share that technical feedback, as well as resources that need to be added to the app. So that's two different directions. Manatech will control what content is put into the app, but anything that's technically not functioning as it should is going to be on the Nowtech side of the platform. We are your partner. So we've also identified associates in each individual market to be able to help add resources. So if you're in the UK, there may not be a whole bunch of resources in there. If you're in the Netherlands, there may not be any resources in the app. And when you go to select that market, you will not have the ability, it won't show up. And that just means that that hasn't been initiated. Your general manager in your market, if you prompt them and tell them you want resources in there, I am positive that they will engage with you to be able to go ahead and build out the proper content to be able to be put in the app. I mentioned Monday that we struggle with knowing exactly what to put in the app, whether it's going to be too much or too little. We don't want to create a distraction, but we also want you to have easy resources to be able to leverage and immediately start growing your influence with those resources. So I mentioned on Monday, and I'll say it again, I've tried to err on too many in the United States market, and we can cut back as we see that resources aren't being used. We can start pulling those out, but we've tried to put a lot of videos in, business opportunity, product focused. We're excited about what you're going to be able to have to share to prospect. And then, as Al mentioned, it is an evolution. We're going through iterations in trying to develop the app. There are many features, and this is why we chose Nowtech. Many features available to us, but now that we have wound down our relationship with Penny, we didn't want to go any longer without an app in the market. And so we've hurried to get the sharing features all set up, some of the calendaring and other features. But you're going to notice that there are some spots that you go, there's nothing flowing through it yet. We're aware, and we're going to tackle that and make it a better app. Each and every month, you're going to see progression in it. So that is all I wanted to do to tee this up. Preston, I'm excited for you to teach them how to get the app onto their phone, or if you need help explaining how to get to it on the desktop, I can help with that. But I'll let you take it away with helping them get engaged in being the first users to use
Right.
Nowtech.
So I should be able to share my screen here. That's just my video. Share. Just a. I have permission to shares, right?
Yes, I made it a co-host, your phone.
I want to share my screen. Start now.
I could also just turn it over. Well, I don't think we want to make it the host.
There we go. Okay. So, I've got a little bit of a delay here, so I'm gonna speak and we're gonna go. But first I want to say that I'm on an Android. So for any of you on iPhones, this should all look almost identical. There will be a few minor nuances. Some icons might look slightly different, but everything will be organized the same. To find the app in your Apple or Android store, it is as easy as going to your app store and searching for your Mannatech app. So it should be the first thing that shows up once you search for it. I've already got it installed. You've got your Mannatech icon, your logo, and it's already here. The accessing the web browser is done through a direct link. Ben, I know we talked about it. We're getting that in the back office, and we can distribute that through some emails. And it'll be on a handful of different web pages as we kind of direct more of the older kind of penny stuff to that. So everything should be one cohesive experience for anyone trying to get to the app. The app is primarily designed for ease of use through the phone. And then when you log in through your browser, it'll replicate and look exactly the way it looks on the phone. If I switch back to my app here, you'll see that I've got these little cards. We've got campaigns, we've got events, we've got media, we've got contacts. We're about to go through all of that, but all of those little subsections will show up the same way on your browser should you use that instead of your phone. That's kind of the quick high level. Whenever you log in, this is your home page, this is your home screen. Oh, I'm sorry, password. You will log in with this app or to this app with the exact same credentials you access your back office with. You don't have to make an account anywhere. You don't have to manage a separate account and a separate password. However you access the back office is exactly how you access this app. There's nothing new to be done. So you should all be able to download the app and install it and log in right now. Ben's been logging in with 1 or 2 active accounts. We've got a bunch of test accounts. You can see here I'm logged in with the test account profile. But it's a fully built back office account, so it's set with some distributor stuff. It works the same exact way. So if I pop back to the home page, you'll log in. Your page will have all of these cards. They might be in a slightly different order. I always like to start by showing folks that you can scroll to the very bottom and hit this little plus icon, and you can organize things the way you want to see them. So this is a little bit of the how do you customize the app to organize it in a way that helps you run the business the way you run the business. I tend to like campaigns and events at the top because that's how I get a hold of people. But if you are one who sends many, many direct messages, obviously you would want to put your contacts on top. You can move alerts to the top. You can move media to the top if you share a lot. So if I start with media first, this is the one that's the section that is the most robust currently. And Ben, I'll let you just kind of interrupt me as I talk, and you can ask questions or direct me to where you think the team would be most best served. But I'm going to go to media. I'm going to click see all. And then I've got all of the content that Ben has added and that the team's been working on at the touch of my hand right here. I can pick any of these and view any of them. We'll just pick something from the core 4. We'll pick Ambertos. So I'm going to load my thumbnail. It's going to load the content for me to see. It's 2 pages. It's a 2-page PDF. I can look at that all right now, and I can decide how I'd like to share it. I can share it either with an individual who I've added to my phone. I can share it to social media, and it'll basically grab all this and direct me over to Facebook or Instagram or whatever I prefer to use. Or I can copy this as a link, and what that does is let you share it effectively any way you want to. It gives the user a little link they can click on whenever you send it to them through any chat, right? If I choose to share it with an individual, it's then going to ask me, how do I want to find that individual? If I've already added lots of folks and lots of contacts to my screen, it's going to be here in existing. If I want to add somebody from my phone to my app and save them here permanently so I can always find them in the app, I can do that through device contacts. Or if I want to add someone who I'm talking to right now, let's say I just ran into Ben, right? We're talking at the grocery store or wherever we happen to be. I can just manual entry right there. Hey, what's your name? Ben, okay. What's your email address? I'll send this to you. I get his email address. I hit that. For existing prospects, I've got 3 kind of test users in here. And then if I wanted to add somebody from my phone, I'd go to device contacts, and this is straight out of my actual phone. So I got my cousins in here. I got my family in here. I can, let's see here. Let's add somebody fun. We'll add my uncle. We're not going to tell them that we're adding him to a live app. But I just added my uncle to the test account. So I've got his phone number. I can send this to him as a text message. This is an important part. In order for us to direct text folks now, new laws, new rules as of 2022, we spent 23 adjusting to all of those. This is going to make sure that you confirm as you add folks that they're aware you're sending them texts. This is how we play by the rules, make sure none of us get in trouble. I'm just going to say yes. I click continue. It should pop me out to what I'm going to send. The message preview where I can fill in my message. And whenever I click, it's going to take me out to my phone. Yep. And now I can edit the message. It's got my link right there. My attribution is tracked through that. And I can say, hi, Alan, and then type whatever I want to say. Just ran into you. Here's the information that we were talking about. Let me know if you want any more. I'd love to talk to you further. Clicking back to my app, that's a quick kind of like run through of how to share content. Ben, in terms of what we're used to doing versus this, is there anything else I should touch on? Does anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, the first thing that popped into mind is can you show how to share, to view or filter by market? So market and language.
Yep, absolutely. So if I go back to media, right up here in these filters in the top right, I've got the ability to find any country or any language. So right now, this device is set to have Spanish and English on it. So it's reading countries and content that is in that language. But we've got, I forget how many languages and countries we've added, Ben.
We have just about every single market in there, just not content yet added.
So for markets that have fewer or no content, as you find that, let us know. We're moving things in there. Again, like Ben mentioned, the one thing that we've learned through multiple launches is that if we start off with having 200 pieces of content, it is not particularly helpful for the new users or for folks who only want to find 1 or 2 things. Typically, 80% of the shares are kind of 5 or 6 pieces of core content. And the priority would be getting those in there. As we find things that we need, as we develop new stuff, we'll get that in there. We'll take out old things. We'll keep it fresh so you're not overwhelmed. Gotcha. Jenny, so what we'll do is we'll run through and make sure that there's content in each country. For countries that currently don't have content, they wouldn't show up. It would just be completely empty. So over the next couple of days, Ben and I will work on getting individual pieces of content in there for each country. We are focusing primarily on kind of the English content because we have the most robust library right now. But as we move things in, those countries will show up once they have at least 1 piece of content in there. Anything else sharing wise, Ben? Anybody else? Questions?
not sharing wise, but Amanda did ask about the Mana leads, how
Oh.
that's integrated.
Perfect. So we have integrated with the Mana Leads website. Effectively, you can click on this and it will take you right to the web page. I have not used Mana Leads, so I don't have a login, but I know I can log in. There we go. I am unfamiliar with how to navigate this, so I hope this looks great for everybody else. It is responsive, so if you're doing this on a web browser, this page is much more user-friendly. If you're doing this on a tablet, it's much easier to read. This just takes us straight out to their systems. As you purchase those leads, it's set up to flow right in or right back into the app, and it will show up right here as a new contact for you.
And so if, being that you and I have not personally gone and pulled anyone over from an existing account, do you, could you go through and show how you would import a list? So I'm assuming that RapidFunnel has a method to be able to, actually, I know RapidFunnel has a method to export. What we would need to do is just show how to import it after you've got that list of contacts.
Yes, so the import is going to be on browser only.
Okay.
Let me flip over to a laptop here.
And this is relevant to Penny as well. So your customers were being pushed into Penny through Manatech. Same with Nowtech. We have your customer list and we are pushing them into your app, but your prospects are people that you personally added that Manatech does not have visibility to. You've not put it into a system that Manatech monitors. So we don't have those names to be able to push them into your contacts here on this new app. So those are the ones where you would want to grab your prospects out of Penny and to be able to import them in as well into the Nowtech app.
Just a moment. All right. Can I steal screen sharing from myself? Will the RapidFunnel contacts be able to? Yes, so I'm going to flip over to my desktop here. I'm going to share my screen. I am in the prospect section. This is what it looks like on the web browser instead of a phone app. You've got a little more space here, a little more real estate. If you have an export, a CSV file of all of your contacts that you'd like to add, the easiest way to do that is to come down here to the bottom right, hit your add. We're going to add from the device. And here's where you would upload your CSV file. And that way you've got everything organized there. It'll be first name, last name, email, and phone number. You can also download all of your contacts once you've got more in here. Additionally, we are working with Rahul and the team to get all of the information that Penny did export and get it in here. So I've had a couple of meetings this morning. Ben and I talked about it this morning. We've been working on it for the last couple of weeks. It's just a factor of we're a bunch of systems talking to one another, but as we get contacts and customers and leads, those should be flowing in here over the next couple of days. And that way, anyone that you had in the old system or any customers you've got currently should show up here. You won't have to re-add everyone from scratch. Ben and I will give you updates. We are making sure that people are tagged appropriately. So you've got the ability to come in here once someone's in here. I'm going to click on Alan Hall, that little pie icon, and I'm going to mark him as a customer. So right now we're in the process of making sure that your customers show up as customers. Anybody on your team shows up as a distributor, and that any new leads show up as either a lead or new, right? This is determined by how you input them. So we're tying all those things together appropriately, and people should start flowing into your apps here within the next couple of days. Do we want to stay in web browser mode or go back to phone mode? And I'll switch back devices. This is always difficult. I know some folks much prefer to use things on a PC or a Mac, and then others prefer to do things on their phone. So I've got them both logged in. I'm flexible to move wherever.
Preston, I'm suddenly unable to log in on my cell phone, although I'm able to log in on the desktop, and it's the same login details and password, but it is not letting me log in.
So you are in on your desktop, you are not in on a
On
device.
my iPhone, right? I'm using a MacBook Pro, I'm okay, but the iPhone is not letting me in.
It may, if you're in on your desktop, it might be device specific.
I did the phone first and it wouldn't work, so I went over to the desktop and it worked, but it's not accepting my username and password, which are my username. I double checked it in my passwords. It's exactly right, but it's not accepting me.
Interesting, and it worked just fine on the browser?
Yes.
Let me
Joellen, I would try it again and make sure you're typing it correctly.
I copied it. My passwords come up from the Google chain and it's
Yeah.
the same one. I tested it on Manatech and the back suite. Everything's working. It's just not working.
Let me circle back on that. We'll help you get in. Not a
Thanks.
problem.
I have a question about the importing.
Mhm.
Can you hit the little plus sign at the bottom?
Absolutely.
So when we're exporting, this is going to be when you import a CSV file.
Mhm.
Shouldn't we download the sample example CSV so the headers are the same from where we're moving it from to the we're moving it to?
Yes, yeah, and
Okay.
it'll be very basic, so I'll open it right now. Let's see. As it thinks. So it is just first name, last name, telephone and email.
Yeah, because what Rapid Funnel may give you a lot more columns, but these are only columns we need. I was just gonna specify.
Mhm. Thank you. I do it so much, I often forget, right?
I get a lot of those questions, so that's why I was helping so I don't get all those questions.
Perfect. So I think that covers kind of adding folks into the system. One of the things I want to touch on is how do we organize folks once we start getting them all in, right? Let's say that we've added everyone in from Penny, we've got all of our customers in, we're, 2 months into using the app and we've got 700 or 1,000 folks. You've got the ability to organize individuals by creating groups. So I've got a sample group here. This is as simple as creating a group. Let's say I want this to be my, I don't know, Friday poker group. Let's say I got a couple of people in here. And then it's going to say, in order to make a group, you have to have at least one member. So I'm going to add Aaron. Now I've got my group made. So I can go back to, whoops, that's not what I want to do. I can view all, and in this case, I've only got 4 folks, but let's say I had hundreds, right? I've got a long list to scroll through, or I can just click on over and view the Friday poker group. Another way to organize individuals is by creating tags. So let's say I go into Alan. I've got his profile. I can create a tag for him. Let's say I just want to say, family. Zoom. Stuff is on the way here. There we go. Click that little plus, and now I've got this tag made and assigned to Alan. Once I've started using tags, I've got people assigned to tags, I can then very quickly sort and filter by any tags, right? Since I already added my uncle, I can see in his history that just a few minutes ago, I sent him a PDF, right? So this is the cool thing about being able to track all the activity of your prospects as you enroll people into campaigns, as you share content with them, and as you send them videos, as they click as an attendee or RSVP for events. This will all show up in their history, so you can see what they've done. Whenever they watch a video or open up or click on a link that you've sent them, it'll show up here that they interacted with that item, with that something. So you'll be able to see how engaged folks are. If you're like, hey, I sent Ben that thing, he never responded. If it never, you'll be able to see that he never viewed it. You may want to reach out again, or you'll be able to see he did view it and maybe he viewed it 5 days ago, but didn't respond. So you can reach out. Similarly, as folks do become customers and convert and place orders, and for existing customers who are on auto ships, we are building out basically the customer care cycle that Penny had as auto alert features. So as you come back to the home page here, You'll notice that on your phone in the bottom right, but on the web app here in the top left, I've got this little bell icon for alerts. This is going to tell you whenever someone's auto ship is coming up, or it's going to tell you if they just made a purchase. It would tell you if that purchase just shipped. We are currently building out the balance is we are trying to strike enough alerts to help you track the business, but not so many that it's overwhelming, right? So how do I get an alert when Ben places an order that includes his tracking number and tells me when it's going to ship without sending me an alert every time something changes? Because if you've got dozens or hundreds of customers, then you're smothered in alerts. So we're building out these alerts. Many of them already exist. You should have them for auto ship. I know we've got records of about 20,000 different purchases in auto ships right now. So we're building things out. That will all be there. As you get in there and start playing around with it, get more activity in, you'll start seeing alerts show up here in your alert card, either this bottom left section of your web app or one of your alert cards in your phone device. I think that covers it for prospects. I'm going to switch to events real quick. Events is kind of twofold. Events is a way that corporate can communicate upcoming events and reminders and calendar functions to the field, to all of you as team players, and a way for you to schedule events with prospects. So again, I'm logged in as a user, not as, as corporate, but I can still add my own events, right? Let's say I want to do, again, we'll say the Friday night poker, right? So I'm just going to say poker night. And I know that I've got 2 or 3 people in that group that are either prospects or potential customers. I can set this, we should probably pick a Friday if I called it Friday night poker night. Seems a little early to start poker. Let's start at 6:30. Everything I do, my little Zoom window is in the way. Description, this is all your normal content. You can put links in here if it's going to be a digital event. You can put you can reference anything, right? A Zoom link, you can send them to a website. If it's a specific event that they need to register for, you can put your Eventbrite link in there or whatever you use for event registration. I've got a category. If I choose a call or a webcast, then I can just set that, provide my link, and I'm good to go. If I choose an actual meeting, then I will be prompted down here or required to enter a full address, right? Just like normal. Then I would click save. Well, I'm going to click off of private meeting so I don't have to put the address. Then it will ask me who would I like to send these invitations to. So I can send these to my prospects. I'm going to choose an existing contact. We're going to add my uncle again. And oh, I was like, I can't text. I cannot text because I am on a computer. So I don't have my uncle's email address plugged into this contact right now. But I'd be able to email that, click continue. They would show up, or they'd have a link show up in their inbox. It would allow them to RSVP, click attending, click not, and then you would get a notification that either been confirmed or been denied or rejected your calendar invitation. Also, I already have corporate events, so you can see I've got one here on the 10th. You can see these little dots here. We're actually in the process of making these dots a little more visible. I know on this screen it's a lot of white, and then there's a kind of a soft teal dot right there. Another way to look at upcoming events is just to click the list view. This will show all events and it'll tell you when they are, right? So we've gone in and put a couple of these here. We've got a did you know on the 10th. I can click on this. Ben's put all the information here. You can join us right there from that Zoom link. You've got your information. You got the host. If you need to go reach out and ask for any information, you can find them. And then all your descriptions here, all that's good to go. I can click that I'm attending. It'll ask me if I want to receive alerts for this event. Yes, let's say I click on yes for an event that's 5 weeks from now. I want to go ahead and receive alerts. Great. Alerts for this event are set at the corporate level. You'll get an alert an hour before, and the day before is the default. And then as they're built, you can choose how often or what frequency those alerts show up. Let's say Ben puts in, the annual convention, right? You RSVP months ahead, you might get an alert once a month. And then as we get closer, you'll get one every week. And then as we get closer, you'll get, all of your normal alert functions exist. Otherwise, this is just a simple kind of calendar all built in. The next step that we're working on is integrating the Mannatech calendar with this one. right? You should only really ever have to go to one place to see all your stuff. Eventually, over the next week or so, we'll be able to get that in here. All of your events should flow into this calendar. They'll be teal again whenever you've got events. You can filter for events based on your location. So I can put in my zip code right here. Let's say I'm in Dallas. And I can look for any events within 50 miles from me. I can look for any type of event. I can click apply. Once I've put on a filter, it'll show me any physical events, or it will show me any virtual events. The assumption is that if it's a virtual event, anyone, anywhere can access that event. So I can still see the virtual ones. So it's not limited if I just want to see physical events that I can see and virtual events that I can attend. It's a quick way to kind of filter out things like, I'm not in Chicago. I don't want to see any events that require me to be in Chicago. Let's see here.
While you're there, can you just click on Meet Our AI in the hamburger? That was one of the questions.
Oh, perfect. This one's super cool. I didn't do any of the work for this one. This is all Ben. This is a company that Ben taught us about, which we're very excited to work with. But this is the Manatech AI as designed at over there at Dante. So Ben and the team have been feeding in all kinds of content here. So this is basically trained on Manatech's content, and you can ask it pretty much any question you want, and this will give you an answer. So the app will take you right to it, so you can ask questions, you can get content. The next step is us working with this group to get it kind of built into the app. What I'm very excited for whenever we complete our work with them is that this will allow you to then, when sharing a piece of content, ask this AI to help you generate that message. We have a sample version using basic ChatGPT plugged into our demo app. It's a little extra work, but if you'd like to see what it looks like, I can get some screenshots of that. But basically, actually, I think I can log in as our demo, but we'll do that later if we have time. But you'd be able to say, I want to share this piece of content to Ben, and then ask the AI right here, hey, how should I pitch this content to this person who has these needs and is interested in this thing? And this can tell you right now. How should I try to use? What's a good product that I should use, Ben?
Ambrotos. AO. You can misspell it, it'll still know. AO. And tell it to give you emojis too. A cell script with emojis.
Exercise. Use emojis.
There you go.
It's thinking. Oh, this is going to tell me how to think through it. You create.
Yeah, create a Facebook post or create a text message, whatever you like.
Ask it to do both. Cool. So I could take this and I could adjust it and make any, changes I needed to, or I could use it right as it is. If I was on my phone, I'd be able to swipe right back into my app, take this content, put it in that message block, and then hit send, either via text message or email or to Facebook. I'm on a browser. It would be even easier. I just switch tabs, right? And post it to Facebook this way. But the app makes sure that you've always got access to AI. You've also always got access to Mana Leads, as we covered earlier, and then you've always got just a quick link here right to your office. I don't have a login, so it takes me to a homepage. But those of you that have single sign, or those of you that are logged in, you should already just be jumped right back into your back office page. Because here I'm not logged in because I don't have an active account. I think in terms of a high level overview, the very core features, these are kind of the 4 foundational features that drive all the other things that will start being introduced into the app. So we've got the media, right? That's kind of your meat and potatoes. This is where everything is. This is where I go to sell or share the important stuff, talk about the things I want to sell, and potentially view any internal content. So corporate has the ability to make content that's viewable there, but not shareable. If there's updates or anything that they want to put, they can do that. That's all media. I've got all of my people, all of my contacts and prospects and customers. As this becomes more robust, this is the library. This is how I organize folks. This is kind of like my CRM in my pocket. I can organize individuals by tags. I can organize individuals by groups. I can search. I kind of looked over that one, but it's a search. You can search. You can add folks. You can upload your lists. Again, you can download that example CSV. Thank you for that, Lydia. And then upload everything from any other contact list that you've got. You can add them manually as you talk to them wherever you happen to be in person, and you can add them directly from your device. I've got events. This is how I, as someone out in the field, can keep track of whatever's going on at the corporate level that I might want to participate in, and any events that I want to schedule for either my team or my customers. I can add them here just like we added this poker night, and then I can invite them to this event so long as I've also added them to my prospects, right? Everything's kind of integrated here. And then my alerts kind of drive all of the reminders and updates, either, hey, I have an event coming up and here's a 1-day alert, or, hey, yesterday you sent a video to Ben and he just watched it. That will show up here. It might say, hey, Mark's auto ship is coming up in 3 days. Reach out to Mark and, either remind him of it or see if there's any updates, have a conversation with them. So those alerts will start flowing in here as activity starts being driven into the app. You should see those things. I think the biggest kind of action for this group that would be most helpful for Ben and myself is go in with the understanding that we're getting current information moved into the app. Right now, you can use the app to do all of the sharing that it would, and you can add folks just like normal, right? So explore that, try to get people in there, share some things, either share with each other, see if you're getting alerts as you should. The one thing that we've been working through is how do we navigate kind of previous alerts as they were set up, and did they get set up as we pushed? We've gone through kind of 3 or 4 systems now. And one of the things that we at Nowtech try to do as little as possible, so we haven't done it here, is I never want to be in other people's accounts messing with your things. So we've built stuff, we've run tests. Ben has access to 1 or 2 accounts. But as we do things internationally, as we do things globally, the more eyes we have on it, the better. You should be able to add people without any errors. You should be able to share everything without any errors. You should be able to make events without any errors. You should be able to receive alerts once you have sent content out to folks. So all of those things are working as they should, or all those things are hopefully working as they should right now. That's what we need everyone's help with. And then over these next couple of days, you should start seeing more content, more historical content flowing in. So you're not trying to start anew, right? You've already got plenty of ample content in there. You've got your customers, you've got your field. They should be in here, and they will over the next couple of days. You'll hear from Ben and others as we get that done. So you'll get an update. Hey, go check this specific thing out. That'll be kind of that targeted testing. That's the plan going forward. Ben, stop me if I'm promising too much.
No, you're all good.
But yeah, so we're at the phase now where everything works. We are now saying, how do we take existing, or not how do we take, have we connected existing in a way that is helpful? One of the things we learned this morning is that old data set did not differentiate in the same way as we do now with new data set when it comes to a customer versus a team member for folks out in the field. So we're cleaning that up. That should be in there in the next day or so. As we do that, the best input you can give us is, hey, this person is not really on my team, but they are a customer, right? That tells us that information is traveling as it should, but somewhere there's a little disconnect. Without invading everyone's privacy and logging in, we don't know that until we know that, right? So That's where we're at. That gives us about 12, 15-ish minutes for Q&A. I see lots of things going on in the chat. I am gonna kind of pause here and we'll just answer questions. So will we be able to add our own videos? Currently, videos are added by kind of submitting them to corporate. One of the things that we don't do is we don't allow manual upload of personal videos for the new compliance reasons. We have been working with a couple of different companies who offer compliance tools. We have found that many of them are overly strict, and dialing that back can be a little bit of a challenge. The best way that we manage, or the most impactful and effective way that we manage field content right now, is we can work with Ben to get specific team or other country grids or sets of libraries built. And then that way it allows Ben and the team to make sure that certain pieces of content, or that the right content is out there. That might feel a little restrictive. I could tell a very real story of last year, us having received submitted content where a video of a user claiming that a seance with a deceased brother is what recommended the product for them. And as insane as that sounds, that was real. So we right now, we don't allow just mass uploading of content until we can figure out a way to make sure that only the right content gets uploaded. Oh, I lost my chat screen. There we go.
And if you have a question, just go ahead and take yourself off mute. That we've muted everyone. So if, I know, May, you may have had a question. It looked like
Hi.
you.
Yes, yeah, this is May. So I just try to send the video, just try, and then the message preview, it cannot change. You just say, hi, Mary, and then XXX your message here, but I cannot modify.
So if you'll hit the next send button, it will take that content into whichever path you've chosen to share with, either a text message or an email, and that's where you would update and edit the text for your message.
You just need to go advance one more screen, and what it does is it opens up that content inside of your own cell phone's text platform or inside of your own email. So it is not sending the email out of the platform. It is accessing your email. And so when it pulls that content in, you're then able to edit it. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah, I already sent one of my, like I texting one of my friends, right? So I already choose a text message to his phone, like a message phone. So it says like I already have this videos, but this is a preview message, but it says like hi, Pepe, and then you know, XXX your message here, but it cannot modify.
Do you want to show Preston? It sounds like the visual may help.
Yep.
Yeah, so can you see if I click share, and it will go directly to the, because I already have a content and I have a text, already have a phone number in this person already. So it shows like XX your message here, right? So I should go there and modify, but it won't let me. It won't let me do anything.
So right now, have you set the content up to share via either text message or email?
Text message.
Yep. So if you click that share button right now, it will take you back to your phone's standard text.
Oh, okay, got it.
Basically, it's preloading it in
Okay,
there.
okay, got it. So you will share before I send, and I modify here. Okay, got it.
Hi there, Preston. When we have our customers, will we be able to see what they've ordered? I got a call right in the middle of that part.
No, absolutely. The app does not handle or process any transactions.
Right.
You'll know that they have ordered, but
Okay.
you'll get all of that order information and look up any kind of volume or points or any of that back office. You would want to direct back to the back office from the app.
Now, once I see what they've ordered, can I tag those products so that I can bring up a list of customers who have ordered that product when specials come out? That was one of my favorite things in Penny, I could say everybody who bought collagen. Every time, when they do it, I tag them. And then I can run a list of customers who have ordered collagen if there's a collagen special, and I can send out a special reminder to them. Is that going to be an option?
Yes, so right now, you can assign those tags and filter for individuals who have that tag. Another option is you could create a group for
Yep.
each of those products, and you could do that. I'm also, this is where I get into like promising things that our CTO would sneak around the corner and yell at me for. Yesterday, we just had a conversation about prioritizing a way to group send.
Right.
With the new FTC rules, we had to take out a bulk text messaging system because they don't let you mass text anymore without following a bunch of new rules that we're trying to follow. But for sharing content via email, the next step that should be out before the summer, that we're working on it, I'm hoping I'll have it in April, is the ability to click on one piece of content, the same way May just did. And instead of sharing it to a person, share it to a whole group, and then email it to that whole group, so it's a very targeted blast. That is in the works. Will we be able to text it that way? We are still talking to lawyers to figure out how to make that work. But you can definitely filter and sort. So if you've got 15 people in that group, you can very quickly find those 15 tagged people and send it to them. Right now, you would send it to 15 individual sends. But in the future, you'll be able to say, I want to send it to these 15 folks, and it will go to them.
Preston, I don't know how it is here, but sometimes in Europe, they can request information. So if we put an option up for people that I'm forming a group for all the people that use collagen, would you like to be in the group? If they opt in, then you can send it to them. I don't know if that's something that gets around the FTC or not.
Oh, yes, GDPR. I completely forgot to go over that. So let me get back to my peoples. If you go to your prospects and you click, I'm not sharing my screen. That's not helpful. Let me share my screen again. So this very quick link here down here at the bottom of my prospects page is set up so that if someone does request the information that you have on them, they will click on, you can click on this link and it will email them all of the content that says, hey, you requested to know what we're asking or what we're keeping on you. Here's the information, right? And that way we're in compliant that way. That's a little bit of a tangent of your comment, but I forgot to cover that for all the European folks. So we've got that.
Preston, there was a question about WeChat. Are you familiar with a way to be able to share social media, like using the social media tab to be able to share to WeChat?
The easiest way right now, we do not have a direct integration with WeChat. The easiest way to share content would be to use that copy link feature. That will create just a very simple URL. You can include that in the chat. When they click on that, it will take them directly to a little page of that content. And that way they can still have everything and you can send it through any kind of platform you want to. You could use WeChat, you could use Reddit, Discord, whichever.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I have another question. This is May. So I sent a video out. I see it says visit my website. So my prospect get my video and it says visit my website. If they decide to buy anything, this is the automatic to generate my member or my associate account under my account. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, the attribution is all tracked. So anything that you send out will be tied directly back to you.
Okay. And they have notification by email.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. Perfect.
Mark, go ahead. You need help
I
unmuting?
think he might have been waving goodbye.
Oh, okay.
He waved and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Vanished.
Preston, can you show, and I don't know if this will take too long to be able to, or describe how you go about accessing technical support?
Oh, yes, I was supposed to do that. That was one of the things that I also forgot. So if you are in your app, either on the web or on your phone, and you find out or discover or are frustrated by something not working as intended, then you can access and send a ticket directly to our support staff. About a dozen of us see it. We respond to pretty much everything within the day. If you'll go to your profile and click on the, oh, my internet, there we go, click on the Get Help. So tech support is going to be anything that seems to be acting unusual in your app. This is just tell us exactly what's going on, and then you'll hear from us pretty quickly. Then I realized I think that we had an old support email for you, so I need to get that updated. But it'll show up here for you. If there's a content thing like, hey, this is old content, that would be corporate office. That would be a Ben thing. If it's a app not working correctly, that would be a Preston thing. And just as a quick caveat, we have real humans running our tech support. So you'll actually hear from a human and not a robot. Usually you will hear from either Nikki or Wendy, who are pretty prompt on responding to everything. They'll read your description. They will typically ask for any supporting information if it requires more. They're also pretty good about providing quick little recordings. We use this little handy app and software over here called Loom. You can see that I've sent out a couple 1, 2, and 3 minute tutorials for folks. So if you're like, hey, I'm trying to do this, I don't think it's working, they will very likely respond back to you and say, hey, here's how it should work. I made a quick video. That way you've got a very helpful way to just kind of follow step by step. So don't hesitate to reach out through here and say, I'm having trouble with this. You'll hear from one of us.
Sorry, I have a last questions. Is this only for testing stage or is open for any accounts already?
So Ben, this is more of a planning question than a technical question. Right now, anybody with an active account can log into the app.
That is correct.
The current request is that if you've got team members that you want help from or you want input from, absolutely. We would like a smaller group, such as the group here, to help us just kind of test and stress test and help us break things now, so we don't break things with a much larger group here in a week or so, right? That's the joys of technology.
And do you schedule like a feature schedule once a week or schedule how to train or use this technology?
So on Tuesdays, it's I'm going to lead it out, so it will be in English. On Tuesdays at noon is when I'll be doing trainings on the platform. So was that your question?
Tuesday. Yes.
Okay, yes, Tuesdays, and then we'll start spinning up notifications in the Facebook groups as well as email. As soon as everyone has the app on their phone, then they'll start getting the alerts in the app when those are taking place as well. But there was another question I wanted to address before we let everyone go. And thank you for the hour of your time. Really appreciate it. And we'd love to get your feedback. So marketing@manatech.com. Then the way Preston showed for technical support. So content would be marketing@manatech.com, technical support through the app. But it is free. So you don't have to sign up. Everyone is signed up. That is the fantastic part of the app. This is part of your registration. So as you become a business associate with Manatech, you get free access. If you renew, part of that renewal fee is access to this app. So if you ever get questions why people are, why do you charge to subscribe? Because we're going to give you a tool set to be able to grow your business. Trainings, the full breadth of what we do offer, but just want to plant that seed that this is part of their that fee that they're paying. So you have access today. If you go through the digital tools suite, which is in your back office, that is how you have access. As May had asked, yes, everyone has access to it today. We'd love to get you as leaders, your feedback. If you invite somebody in your downline to participate, just do the same thing I did at the start of the call. Let them know that you're inviting them into what is a little bit of our back room. So we're showing you what it looks like not being fully developed. And we hope that they partner with us to make it as great of experience as possible. Once again, we want everyone new that is brand new to Mannatech to have a great experience with the app. So we're inviting our seasoned professionals and our presidential directors who are partners to be able to review this first and help us make a great first experience for everyone that's joining us thereafter.
Hey, Ben, can I squeeze in one question?
Sure.
So I know you said you're going to add the specials into the app, which I love, but is there any way that it can be an automatic where the specials, whenever the special is over, that piece then automatically gets taken out of the app?
We
Because Mannatech Plus, we would get stuff from
Cool
5
stuff.
years.
Yeah. There's a start and an end date on the NowTech app, so we can determine when it does not show anymore.
Thank you very much.
You bet. So stay tuned for the formal launch. We're going to go live right now. Our intent is to go live in Facebook on Monday to announce to the field. So your organizations will have access formally on Monday, barring anything that we learned from you the remainder of this week that would stop us from doing that. So Monday is when we're going to go formal with it, and then Tuesday we'll kick off the trainings. And then mannatechtraining.com is where we put other app training courses. We will continue, as Preston had shared, recording videos and putting that into the Mannatech training platform so that you have access to those from your desktop and mobile phone as well. So that is what we look forward to partnering with you on. And once again, appreciate all of you joining us, and we will see you on Monday. Thanks again.
Goodbye, everybody. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.